Unit 3 twin. Find equation of a line in slope-intercept form that passes through the points -4, 9, and 8, 14. Use point slope form. So you're doing y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You've got to find your slope. Thank God you have a formula for that. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is going to be 14 take away 9 over 8 take away a -4. Let's see, 14 take away 9 is 5, 8 take away -4 is 12. So it's got a fraction. Then you pick a point. It doesn't really matter which point you actually go with. I'm actually going to use the first point. Y take away 9 is 5/12 of x take away a -4. So y minus 9 is 5/12 of x plus 4. All right, now, of course, this one's got fractions, but on the test you get to use a calculator. So it really shouldn't be too hard to do. Hopefully you know what 5/12 times x is. I mean, if you have to push buttons for that, for one, you can't. Well, then you got 5/12 times 4. So 5 over 12 times 4 is this decimal right here. Hit the math key, back to a fraction, 5/3. Plus 5/3. We're going to add 9 to both sides. The thing's going to get moved over there. So we're going to have to add 9 to it, because the opposite of subtraction is addition. And there we go. We got 32/3, it looks like to me. So y is 5/12 of x plus 32/3. A little harder than your basics questions because you had to find the slope. All right, solve 1/3 the absolute value of 4x minus 2 plus 3 is less than or equal to 5. Play the isolation game. We're going to subtract 3. 1/3 of the absolute value of 4x minus 2 is now less than or equal to 2. And now we're going to 3 both sides, because that's going to cause a cancellation of that fraction. So the absolute value of 4x minus 2 is now less than or equal to 6. Now I get to write and solve two equations. 4x minus 2 is less than or equal to 6, or -4x plus 2 is greater than or equal to, less than or equal to 6. Add 2, 4x is less than or equal to 8, divide by 4x is less than or equal to 2. Or subtract 2, 4x is less than or equal to 4, divide out that negative, flip inequalities when you divide by a negative, x is greater than or equal to -1. I probably will have this given out. I don't remember how I did it, but let's say I use interval notation. It's a good possibility. Here's where 2 is. It's a solid dot. Look at your symbolism, which is a bracket. Here's where -1 is. Solid dot. Look at your notation. Also a bracket. So the interval form would be -1 to 2, because I'm shading in between. I'm less than 2 and I'm more than -1. So that's probably how I'd have the answer, but who knows? I might have done this thing multiple select. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. All right, graph y greater than -3 absolute values of x minus 12 plus 2 by finding the vertex and the slope for the sides of the v, and don't forget to shade. So I guess what I'll do is I'll pull that 3. There was already a negative out front. If I pull a 3 from 3x, I'll have an x left over. If I factor a 3 from 12, I'll have a 4 left over, and then plus 2. So my vertex is at 4, 2, change sign, keep sign, and my kind of slope is -3. So the right 4, rise 2, open hole, looking at symbolism, fall 3, run 1, fall 3, run 1, dashed lines, and I'm a greater than symbol, so I should be shading all around. 4 is solve the system below using elimination. And I'm going to do it by hand. I'll go over how to do it in TI-84 to check, but you have to be able to do things by hand. Plain and simple, you have to. So if I was doing this one by hand, what would I do? I would most likely 5 the bottom, and I would probably 3 the top. I'm actually going to -5 the bottom. So if I have 3 the top, I'll get 15x plus 12y equals -90. And if I multiply everything on the bottom by -5, I'll get -15x plus 45y, and then plus equals +90. Now the reason I used the negative was so that I could add as opposed to subtract. That's why I did it. So there's no x's. Looks to me like there's 57 y's, and there's a 0. I divide by 57. You know, contrary to what kids believe, 0 divided by 57 is still 0. So y is 0. All right, now that I have y, I can go back and plug it in. This is a perfectly good equation. 5x plus 4 zeros is a -30. 5x is -30, and x is -6. So I have this ordered pair -6, 0. There's my answer. Now, say I don't work this one out a certain way. It's perfectly capable of being done with the TI-84. Second matrix, edit. This is a 3 by 2. It's a 2 by 3. It has 2 rows and 3 columns. The augmented matrix would be just the coefficients: 5, 4, -30, 3, -9, -18. Then I hit the quit key. I got to quit out. Second matrix, math. I'm looking for reduced row echelon form, RREF. 2 below comes some. Enter. Second matrix. Everything was done in matrix A. Enter. I was right, wasn't I? -6, 0. Solve the system below using substitution. So you actually know what y is. Y is 3x minus 6. So everywhere I see a y, I get to be 3x minus 6. So 3x minus 4 and counter to y. 3x minus 6 is 12. 3x take away 12x plus 24 is 12. What I did was the distributive property there. Combine likes. -9x plus 24 is 12. Subtract 24. -9x is -12. And divide by -9. And I get kind of a funky answer here. -12 over -9 should be 4/3. I know a lot of you guys struggle with that. So -12 divided by -9. Hit that math key. Enter. Enter. 4/3. Told you. Anyways, now that I know what x is, I know that y's equation is 3x minus 6. So y is 3 times 4/3 minus 6. 3's cancel. Y is 4 minus 6, which is -2. So I get my nice little ordered pair, 4/3, -2. 6 is I solve the system by graphing. Ugh. Obviously, I'll give you a grid here. I don't know why I didn't here. It would have been really nice if I would have given you a nice grid to graph on here, because it's really hard to solve by graphing without good graph paper. So on the test, obviously there will be a nice grid for you to draw on. Should have done that here. Didn't. Too late now. So I'll just have to be careful. I'll start with this guy right here. Down 2. That's the y-intercept. Here's my slope. Rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. All right. The other guy is -2x plus 3y is 6. I will add 2x to both sides. 3y is 2x plus 6. I will divide by 3, 2/3 x plus 2. So that guy has a y-intercept of 2. And then it's rise 2, run 3. Rise 2, run 3. I got really lucky, but there's my intersection. My intersection is at 3, 4. All right, done with 6. Stop this video so I at least have some work done and kept up with.